All right, we're live now. It's okay. You can continue to laugh. Let me
No, no.
let me let me set let me set this thing up here. Hold on. Oh goodness.
All right, let me
You know.
share.
Hold on. You see it?
Not yet.
1 second.
Share. Yep, it's there.
Send you over here. And bam, there you go. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, fam. Good afternoon, friends. Welcome once again to Dollars and Cents. Happy Thursday to you. Hope everything is all right with you. Hope you're staying safe out there. We're not out of the woods yet. We're still dealing with this whole pandemic stuff and this thing swirling around all over the place. But stay safe.
Mhm.
The crew's back. We're back. Of course, you got myself, KP. You got Billy, of course, from PCAL Financial Group. Keisha, our mortgage broker. Wade isn't here. Every now and then you'll see him. And of course, we have our special guest, right? So I'm going to introduce her in a second, right? But just want to give everybody the shout outs. In terms of, if you have any comments that you are questions, comments or questions, you can definitely drop them in the chat windows on Facebook or YouTube, right? Dollars and Cents on YouTube as well as Facebook. And yeah, we'll see the comments and drop them in. You may have something that you want to ask, so we'll acknowledge it. All right. Okay. So for our guest today, we were having a grand old time in the setup room here before we went live. Her name is she's familiar to Billy and Keisha, of course. I'm the outsider on this one. All right. Her name is Adenike Charles, but I see Nikki here as well. It's okay, so they call you that. All right. She works as a full-time insurance claims manager and is also the owner of Just to Sweat. That's it. Okay, I got it. where fitness and faith transform lives. She holds a bachelor's of science degree in kinesiology and a minor in sports medicine. She is also a CanFit Pro certified personal trainer who has been into fitness her entire life. She is a wife and a mother to two young children. She thrives on seeing people live healthy and active lives. This sounds like my YouTube channel, Eat Healthy, Live Free. That's that's, that's what it sounds like. All right. So, and of course, we have her social media handle here at Just to Sweat on all social media platforms. So that's Facebook included, YouTube as well. You're on YouTube too.
YouTube, I try to dabble, like we talked about it. Technical is
Yeah.
not my thing, so I'm working to be better at YouTube. It's too much. It's too much to keep up with all these things with Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
All these technology
Oh,
thingamajigs.
I'm working on it. But yes,
Yes. So, of course, you all know that we have been, normally we talk about money, all things money, whatever it pertains to, right? We deal with money, but we wanted to sort of dabble a little bit in being healthy as a community, because you can't make it, you can't spend it, you can't use it if you're not healthy. So we've spoken about mental health. Last week we had Dr. Cass on here with us, and she dropped some knowledge on us when it comes to being adjusted. Right? No cracking, just adjusted. Right? So shout outs to Dr. Cass for talking to us about the chiropractic work and therapy in that regard. And today we have Miss Adenike Charles, and she is going to be talking to us about physical fitness, or if I'm just doing the generals. Adenike, you can just enlighten us, educate us, whatever it is when it comes to that, right? So that's where we are. That's what we're going to be doing. So any opening comments, Adenike,
Thank you guys. This is amazing. Thank you. Billy, thank you. Keisha, thank you.
Yeah.
KP, thank you. I'm
Yeah.
excited to be here. I do talk fast. I'm going to try to be slower today.
It's,
I'm a personal trainer. My name's Adenike. People call me Nike or Nikki. I get both.
Mhm.
Um, I am Nigerian. My parents are Nigerian. Been here since 1972. I have four siblings, four sisters. We have no boys in our family. So there's four girls. I'm the middle child of five girls. My dad, he's still alive. He's good. He's 80, 84. He made it. He's still doing good. He's thriving. Um, like I said, I have a bachelor's degree in kinesiology, minor in sports med. Fitness is my thing. God is so amazing. In 1997, I got a basketball scholarship to play basketball in the States. Ended up in a Christian university. That's God again.
Nice.
5 years later, came back home. Ended up doing kinesiology for a bit, and then I ended up in insurance because you do injury claims, and my dad's like, yeah, get a real job, get a job where they pay you benefits. I ended up doing insurance because African parents were like, you know what, education is important. Now undergrad was the most for my parents. Undergrad's the minimum for my dad.
Yeah.
Now we have kids of our own. My dad's like to them, he goes, listen to me, grandkids, you have to have a PhD. So no more undergrad. Now at PhD level you have to have. He stepped it up.
Yeah.
Right, you gotta have PhD. Forget about masters. It's not enough. It's a PhD I want. My dad says. But Nigerian parents, right? They want the most.
Which school in the US did you go?
San Diego Christian, little Christian school in San Diego. San Diego.
Okay. Oh, you're in Warmth. Okay.
In Warmth. Now I'm in Canada, living this lovely cold weather life. I've been back home since '02. So yeah, I've been home for a long time. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been married for 19 years to I call him my unicorn. My husband, I call him a unicorn because he's my godsend. God created him just for me, and me for him. We've been married for 19 years this year, and he's my unicorn. So they don't make them like him. So I'm grateful for that. I am a Christian. I love God with all my heart. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. My business is just a sweat, where faith and fitness transforms lives. I talk about God everywhere I go. God has to be incorporated. My business is my foundation is Christ. So fitness wise, I always say you can't do things without having a solid foundation. Like it's spiritual. You got to have that soul in check in order to everything else to flow. Once you have your source, which is Christ, and I plug into every morning, plug into your source, and then your mind, your body, everything else will flow together. It's like easy. It's like clockwork. It's gonna work. It's gonna tick because your soul is good. So you and God are connected, and then you think your mind is well because you renewed your mind with God's word, and then your body can also be connected. So it's all flowing together in sync. It's all fitness. It's all flowing together. It's that thing for me. It's that thing. We all have that thing. So Christ is my thing. If me and God are good, everything else flows. Matthew 6 talks about, seek God first, and what? All things will be added. So it's finding God in everything you do, and all things will flow. It's not rocket science. It's so easy. And I'm like, guys, find God, and everything else will connect. In fitness, in work, in career, in family, in like you guys talk about dollars and cents, in your wealth, because wealth comes from God. That's where everything flows from Christ. You don't have that connection, nothing else will flow. So that's my business. So what I do, I am a trainer. I love God, love people. That's part of my base. It's the whole thing, having God and loving people. That's the first commandment. Love God, love people. So I always say, that's what I do. Fitness is my thing, and God is also involved with it.
So how long have you been doing the fitness thing? I mean, we know you're in insurance, but just to sweat, like how long?
It started in 2017. Okay. In my basement, I had 4 people. 2 be my sister, 2 be my friend.
That's how great things start.
It's so true, and God is so faithful. Now we were in the basement from 2017. I had 40 clients in the basement. We did boot camps, and then pandemic hit, lockdown. And sure enough, I went online, pivoted online, and now I'm sitting at 80 plus clients online in Zoom in every class. And God is so faithful. But God says, what you sow, you shall reap, right? Yeah. So I always say I've sown seeds of God's presence in my life, and God, I'm reaping the reward. Talks about Chronicles 2:22 talks about, even in the desert, he'll prosper you. Even in COVID, he prospered my business. And that's the God I serve.
How was that possible in COVID? I mean, that's what everybody was trying to distance themselves.
in a desert I'll prosper you, right? That's what God says. So my
Yeah.
faith is on Christ. That is my rock. So I know when I pivoted online, I'm like, Lord, are you going with me? Because I'm going. We're going together. And sure enough, my 40 clients turned into 100, and I'm sitting at 80 average every 6 weeks for clients online in online Zoom. People are amazed, but I'm like, it's not me, it's God. This
Yeah.
is the work of God, and people are being transformed physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Yeah.
But the connection I have, and I always say we all have assignments. We all do. Every one of us on the call have an assignment, and whatever that assignment is, you need to make sure you find capacity for that assignment. Like, what is your assignment? Ask God what it is. Pray about it earnestly and seek it, and God will reveal it to you. But you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work.
I just have to jump in because I was on one of Nike's classes, and listen, on like she is yelling at you. She's in that. I see you, Billy Turn. Move it. Like I am telling you, it is an experience and it is a workout. You do come out sweating. But yeah, it's just just because you're talking about the move to COVID, right? And yeah, the online experience, and she makes it fun. She makes it, and she's like, you would think she was in your house with you. So
what so in terms of okay, so it was virtual during the COVID time, right?
Yeah.
So how would you set that up? What would what kind of exercises would you do with people, or what time did you start?
Yeah, it's for me. I'm very creative when it comes to fitness. Pandemic wise, people are at home. They didn't have equipment, so I say, get a pillow. You got a pillow, you got a chair, you got a broom, you got water bottles, whatever you have, we would use it each class. I would demonstrate it before class and say, hey, we're gonna use a broom today, or we're gonna use a chair today. And you have your body, use your body weight stuff. It can be very basic. So it's not you don't need fancy equipment to work out. Use what you have. You have a body, you're able body to move, you can use your body. Everybody has a chair, everybody has water bottles, you have things you can use. So I would say use what you have and go with it. So on my Zoom classes are all about, energy, good music, having fun, and moving. I say movement is medicine. We gotta move. We as a generation don't move enough. We become so stagnant, being at home, locked in a pandemic, and we've become accustomed to not moving, rolling out of bed, logging online, getting on a meeting, sitting all day, forgetting to eat, forgetting to do all this, and taking care of ourselves. So we've learned we become accustomed to sitting. And now things are happening in our body where people have gained 10, 20, 30, 50 pounds coming out of a pandemic. And now they have no idea what to do. And they're lost. So my job is to make sure we actually just move. It could be small movements. You don't have to do the most. It doesn't have to be you got to do 45 minutes in the gym. You have to do an hour walk. No, start off slowly and then progress. It's all about slowly and celebrate the small wins. Celebrate. I walked today for 10 minutes. That's a win. I'm all about cheering you on. 10 minutes. I ate clean today. That's a win. I'm cheering you on. Oh, I didn't have the chocolate bar today. That's a win. Oh, I drank more water today. That's a win. It doesn't matter how much water you drank or if it's this much, but it's more than yesterday. So we celebrate that. I'm all about celebrating things. It's celebrated because, first of all, you're alive. Celebration moment. You woke up today. That's a blessing.
So in terms of where you're working, based on what you just said, there you take individuals through it in increments, right? You don't just come at them with a huge amount of exercises or a huge span of time, like a 45 minutes or whatever. You take it in small increments. That's how you, even now, or that was just a pandemic thing?
No, it's even now. Depending on if it's one-on-one clients, we take it stages as per your liking. Whatever your lifestyle is, whatever I can do for you in that moment for you to start off, we'll talk about that. But in a bigger setting, we do go 45 minutes. And we do have modified, we have advanced, we have intermediate online. So my classes offer, I'm the crazy one, so I do advanced. Then I have my husband who comes on often. He does, I don't know what to call it, to be honest. He does whatever he feels like, to be honest. He's doing advanced, modified, intermediate, beginner, stagnant, not moving, out of breath, can't breathe. Then I have my sister who does the modified. So whatever I do, there's a modified option. So people have options in my classes. I don't want you to come on and hurt yourself. So you can do the modified, you can do the advanced, or you can do the intermediate, whatever you call it. So I always say there's options. So this has levels: beginner, intermediate, advanced. Don't start off if you're still new and you're coming back to fitness, don't jump into advanced.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get hurt. You want to start off in the beginner and get a good trainer. Get some accountability partner. Get somebody who can help you. That's what you really want.
Are your classes a combination of male and female, or is it
Yeah.
just it is a
No,
combination?
we have husbands and wives that come on together. We have boyfriend and girlfriends who come on together separately or together if they're at work or the schedules change. It's a variety of people. It's so fun and it's so different. And then they have this atmosphere of everybody gets along. If they come on early to talk, it's really strange, but it's so fun. And they talk and then you start working out.
So you're still doing virtual?
Oh yeah, I'm still virtual. I haven't gone back in person since. No, I'm virtual because virtual is where I'm gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah, God is
What
sustaining
would
me.
you say what would the common goal be? I mean, in terms of your client base, what is the common thing that they come to you and say, I'm really trying to work on this, I'm having issues, how can I accomplish this? What would be the common?
Just before you answer, Nicole, I just want to acknowledge. Sorry, what am I saying, Nicole? Adenike. Nicole. I just want to acknowledge Nicole here. She's really, commenting in the chat window. So she's
Nicole Gittins.
Yes. All right. See, there's another comment. All right.
Nicole Denton.
Yes. Go ahead, Adenike. Continue.
So your question was so it depends. It varies the questions, the people that come with their concerns, people that have they want to lose weight. That's the number one is I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. When I get people who have, I'm borderline diabetic or I have hypertension or I just want to be fit. I want to get stronger. I want to build muscle. So it all varies. So it depends on what they want. And I usually have one-offs. I'll check in with them and say, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? And what's going on with you? Is it working? Boot camp? If it's not working, can we do one-on-ones? Would that be better for you? So it's all your preference as to what's going to help them in that season. Some clients lose the weight and they want to just maintain it, and they're okay doing boot camps back to back to back to back to back. I have clients who've had for 5 years, and they're on my line. They're online as well. It's just they don't leave me. I don't know why. I'm like, what I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I yell at you all the time. I'm yelling. Can you still stay?
That's the adrenaline right there.
It is. And so I have to take medication, and the goal is to get off medication, right? Because medication for me is we especially African Americans, we say, oh, my parents had this, and so I am destined to have this. No, you're not. You choose to have this. You choose to want to carry that label of my mom is diabetic, so I'm diabetic. Oh, she had hypertension, so I'm gonna have it. No, we can change the generational. I call it generational curse. You know what? And then we replace it with generational blessings. Was the whole goal? That's what you want. Generational blessings, not generational curses. So how do you change that? Is you start moving, and it's baby steps. Nothing is overnight. People want this magic microwave blessing or microwave pills or microwave things that happen so fast. I'm like, guys, it's a journey. We're not on a sprint. We're going to be here for a while to get to your goals. It's not overnight. So I always say people slow down, create capacity for yourself. My clients, I'm like, do you have capacity to deposit into yourself 40 minutes a day if you want to? Pick a time for yourself, schedule it, book yourself into your calendar, and say, hey, this is my time. Not for my daughter, not for my husband, not for my son, not for anybody else or my sister or anybody else. It's for me. How are you depositing back into your vessel every day? It's so key. And I tell my clients all the time, make room for yourself. Make time for yourself. Everybody else gets all the time in the world. And they're like, oh, but I have a job. Yes, but you know what though? Tomorrow, if you die, your obituary will come out before your job, your job posting will come out before your obituary. They'll post your job before they post your obituary. I work in management. I see it all the time. Oh, so-and-so died? No problem. Pick up the stuff. Job posting. Online, they didn't bury you. So it's not, it is what it is. So yes, you matter. Your job is always going to be there. They can replace you tomorrow. They can put up your posting.
But it's indispensable.
Your employee number 4299. That's mine, by the way. But I mean, that's what you are. That's your employee number. And sorry, she passed. So make sure you work on yourself. Make sure you spend time on yourself is critical. All the money in the world is nice to have it, but if you're not healthy to spend it,
makes no sense.
It makes zero sense. Yeah,
With regards to for individuals who are watching now or might be watching a little bit later, I know for me, one of the things I've always struggled with, and we kind of tapped on it before we went live, is that spot. You know,
Mm.
the main, especially for women, I'm sure men as well, but it's that mid area where the belly is. What advice would you give someone who is trying to lose, the belly, and not wanting to compromise everything else, right? I mean, what advice would you give?
I always say, you know what though, just take it slow. First of all, try not to focus on that one area, because what happens is, as people, we tend to focus on, oh, I want to lose weight here. And
Mm-hmm.
then we neglect all the other areas and say, okay, this is fine, but I want to lose. And you can't target the area you want to lose. If you
Mm-hmm.
find a trainer that says, okay, I can give you abs in 6 weeks, run. Like run. It's not possible. It
But
doesn't work.
is it a myth though that if you focus on the abs, that then you're giving your entire body like a workout, or that's you strengthen your core. You hear it.
Yeah, you can strengthen. Yes, you can target your core. You can strengthen your core. But if other areas that are weak, then everything falls apart. You want
Right.
to. You're a whole person.
Right.
You can't have weak areas. You're a whole person, so you want to make sure you work on your entire body. Yes, you can, build muscle. Yes, you can do all that stuff. But I'm saying, okay, yes, you have a belly, and your only focus is your belly. Maybe not a good idea. How about you
So you
focus on
can't
your
sit there and just go like this, back and forth, and then
entire?
the belly eventually
No,
would just
Keisha.
yeah.
No, Keisha. No, Keisha. You are not at the doctor's office where you're over there cutting your stomach to put pieces together. And it's sad because people watch social media and be like, oh, someone's supposed to, I lost my stomach, whatever. Meanwhile, they don't know what they've done to themselves to get to that level. So I always say, you know what? Comparison is a killer of joy. Do not compare yourself to so and so. Everybody's body is different. We are all shaped different. We are all built different. But you got to make sure are you listening to your body, listening to what you're saying actually to yourself? Are you comparing yourself to so and so and what they're doing in their journey? That's their journey, their life. You don't live in their body. You cannot be them. So you got to work at your goals your way, and it's baby steps. Everything it's progress, little day by day, day by day. You can't anything given to you fast, it's not worth it. You get money quick, what happens? They blow it because they have no idea. I teach my clients to how to maintain the weight loss. So I
Right,
don't give
yeah,
you transformations 30 days. Oh, lose 20 pounds in 30 days, because
and then
by the
boom.
end of 30 days you gain it back.
Hmm.
You can't have no
Yeah.
bread. You can't have this. You can't have that. Moderation, like it's moderations, slowly cutting back. So I don't want to scare you to tell you, okay, you can have this. Not at all. Cut it all
Hmm.
loose because it's not good. But
Right.
we're so programmed to, okay, we have to lose the weight, so I got to cut out all these things. No, how about we portion size it? I always say, veggies, two hand fists is veggies. To be
Hmm.
every time you get a plate, you get two fists is veggies.
Hmm.
Protein, one fist. Carbs,
Hmm.
one fist. And it's simple. It's very simple. Try that. Veggies are double. Double your veggies all the time.
Hmm.
Protein, carbs, one and one. You're good. And then get a glass of water and enjoy your food. We African Americans don't enjoy our food. We are overdoing the most. Do we chew? Do we ever chew? I see we eat, and I'm like, do you guys chew?
Yeah.
We call, we call it cut and swallow where I'm from.
Yeah,
Sometimes I tell my little guy, I promise you the food's not going to run away. I'm promising you it's not going to run away.
right. Yeah, I know. But even us, because it's from us. We learn because our parents too, right? They were so busy. They had two, three
Hmm.
jobs, so we ate on the go. We did all
Right.
that stuff. Learn to sit down, enjoy your meals, chew your food 30 times. Just try to chew it and enjoy it. We have good food. Eh? Our food is seasoned well to
Conversation.
perfection. Please. Oh,
Taste
right?
it.
So taste the food, chew the food, enjoy the food, and stop cut and swallow. We can't. We have to stop it because our bodies cannot digest the food that we're putting in our so quickly. And then we're eating, and we don't know we're full. So we overeat.
Hmm.
So we slow down, enjoy your food, stop watching TV, stop scrolling, and eating at the same time, because we do that all the time. I'm guilty too, but we're learning how to properly eat and fuel and eat right. Just eat right. Like you think
Yeah.
about if you have a nice car, you go buy gas. You're not gonna put unleaded gas into your premium vehicle. You just don't do it. We're premium vessels. We are premium. So we can't keep putting all this junk into our body, unleaded into our body. thinking that we're
Hey,
going to.
the oil prices are high, all right?
We are. But still, you cannot put unleaded gas into your fancy vehicle, regardless. They're high. I see them. They're high. That being said, though, you still got to put that gas into your fancy vehicle. And we're fancy. So I say, God created us. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. So we got to keep our temples clean and pure as best as we can. So it's fueling properly and eating.
So how detailed is your diet plan? Like, I mean, you start from breakfast. You let them. You tell them what particular foods, or you just let them know. Just like you said, the two fist type.
I'm strict but not strict, and I'm reasonable. You have to be fair to people. People have lives, and we're all different, and we're all about the place. So I say, limit your carbs to these carbs. Have carbs; they're important. They're sweet potatoes good to have. Quinoa is good to have. But I don't want you to not eating white bread. You're eating what's the hard old bread? I'm looking at you. Yes, yeah, I'm looking at Keisha and KP. Yes, and then we actually,
but we have our sweet bread too. And I'm like, there is no nutrition in this.
When it's fresh, and you go and the bread is soft,
and you put the butter on it.
You went to the heart of the culture.
You don't need it. We don't need the agege bread. We don't need the hard bread in the bag with the yellow and black spot, with the yellow and brown spot. No, we don't. With slice up. No, we don't need it. I get it. You don't need it. It's not a must to have. Because it's trying to alleviate that. Go to the
man.
You're making us sad, man.
Some certain things, we just don't want to break.
Right. But this is important, though, to talk about some of these cultural things, right? Like I love what you were saying about, we're fancy, fine-tuned machines, and you need the premium fuel. Because even I would say to my kids, every time we eat, we should look at it. It's an opportunity to give our bodies some good nutrition, right? It just seems like a waste when you're eating and you're just giving it nothing, right? Like it's got no nutrients in it. It's got calories, but no nutrient, right? So we should seize each opportunity to really fuel our bodies. So that's really interesting because, honestly, I didn't know that you offered necessarily all of these. I just sort of thought of the fitness as, your offering, right? And so this is really insightful to also learn that it is really sort of comprehensive in terms of guiding the nutrition with the fitness.
I do my best. Thanks, because right now I have a dietitian on staff, or not on staff. She comes on and does webinars now. A dietitian, and so because that's her expertise. I'm good at making you sweat, work out, but I wanted somebody who's actually a dietitian to come on and speak to my group of women and she came on last week to talk to them, about different food categories, what to expect when you eat, when bloating, when you're bloated, why you're bloated. Gut health is important, especially for us people. Gut health is so important because you become accustomed to our pain. And we deal with it. We're like, this is normal. My mom had this. My mom had that. My dad had that. It's fine. My belly, I'm gassy. Drink some mint tea.
Just like a gas.
Whoa, Keisha, she's hitting the cross.
I know.
This is why we're talking.
Mint tea? No. You know why your belly's hurting? Not because you need mint tea. Because it's not good. It's hurting us. Yes, minty is good.
You know a little bit too much, man. Hard-dough bread now, the minty. I mean, these are sacred cows.
Oh my God, Jamaican. I understand.
I was just gonna say, growing up around a lot.
Right? Do you want some minty? No, mommy, I don't need minty. I need to not stop eating. But thank you for that. So it's learning how to, what foods trigger our bloating, what foods are harming us, harming our stomach lining, and how it's affecting us in the long term. And then the older we get too, right? Are we moving our bodies? Are we eating clean? Are we trying to eat clean? You won't be perfect. You won't be perfect at eating clean. No such thing as that. Like you have to have a balance.
Yeah.
I love O. Henry's. Like I have one at least once a week. Look, and I'm.
That was the only chocolate bar for some reason I ever liked.
See,
O. Henry's good.
People who are good people love O. Henry's.
Yeah, the only one.
But look. I love it because that's the thing though, thinking when you see you have the O. Henry's once a week, and I think that's important, like maintaining clean living, but it's okay. I mean, there is some balance in that you can have
what you love.
treats, just as long as it's not
doing the most.
Always.
Having one a
Yeah.
day is not a good idea, right?
It's
And then
often
it's
said.
go
No,
ahead,
go ahead.
Keisha. Sorry, love.
No, I was going to say that they often say that food is 80% and the
Mhm.
workout is 20%
Yes,
because of
ma'am.
that intake. Yeah,
It's a good
very
point. It's
important
so
what you're
true.
taking in. Yeah.
Very, very important. You can work out all you want, go to the gym, do boot camps, exercise, but then you're going home and you're having, I'm gonna say it, a slice of rum cake and patty and cocoa bread and pound of yam and jollof rice every night. Not a
I'm
good idea.
done.
She had to hit us both, eh?
I'm done. I'm done.
And the fufu and the pound of yam,
Fufu!
like we need to calm. And then the egusi soup, with the beef and then the stew. Like we don't need all that every day.
I'm
Like,
done.
People very sad.
it is. We had to find a balance, and it's good to have your traditional food, but it's in moderation. And once you've gotten to the point where you know how to eat, you know how to eat it. Because I know now I have jollof rice with my meats. Not I said meats because I love my mom's stew with the meats on it. But I've learned how to maintain my body weight and how to eat it when I know, okay, what I'm allowed to have. I deserve to eat what I want to eat. I've learned how to balance my nutrition side and then my physical side. And then the weight doesn't come on. I maintain the same weight. I'm 43 years old. I've been the same weight since I gave birth. My son's 12. So I've been the same weight after a year after giving birth to him. And I was 65 pounds heavier. I gained a lot of weight with my kids. But I mean, I learned to lose the weight and still maintain my food. But it's having that balance of the nonsense and the good stuff. And then it comes together.
Yeah, from since I know myself, I've always been size 34, and it has never changed. No matter, God bless me there.
That's the metabolism. So thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious to know, and again, I just love how you are just bringing culturally relevant comments to this conversation. But what would you say is the main challenge that you hear that people come to you with from our community specifically? And so, what is that main challenge? And then, what is your, guidance approach to addressing that challenge?
Biggest challenge is I don't have time. They're like, I don't have time because our people, we hustle. Our job is to hustle, and we do so much. We have so many hats we wear, and we're taught to the harder you work, the better you are. That's what we're taught. We grew up like that. You know what? They'll have 2 jobs, have 3 jobs, have this, hustle hard because yes, and then pay your bills, do whatever, and then fall asleep in the same cycle. Same thing. Our parents did it. We're nodding heads because we agree because our parents taught us to hustle. Now I'm like, guys, create capacity for you. Schedule yourself into your time. We have 168 hours a week. 168 hours. Where do you fall into those hours? 24 hours a day. Where do you schedule yourself in? Just 45 minutes you need. That's all you need. Right? You don't need the whole 24 hours. You don't need to be an hour for gym and an hour and a half. Schedule. What is your why? Create capacity for that why, because you could create capacity for what you want. Like, what do you want? What is your long-term goal? Do you want to see your kids? Do you want to be able to get out of bed every morning and your feet hit the ground and you're ready to go? Like, what is it? So I ask the questions, what is your why? And then I'll say, you know what though? Okay, how do we create capacity? People be like, oh, I have 2 jobs. Okay, why do you have 2 jobs? Who are you trying to keep up with? Joneses? They don't even know you, ma'am. They have no idea who you are. So can we scale back on the job? Can we, and how do we scale back? Can we not? But how do you fit me into your schedule? Because you really want this, and there's a reason why you want it, because either your doctor told you need to get your health together, you're gonna die, or you've gained so much weight in a short amount of time, or it's over time, and then you hit rock bottom. My thing is though, you can always recover. There's always a recovery. You can recover from anything. If you're still breathing, God has work for you to do. You have an assignment on your life. So if you're breathing, you got to remember, okay, God, I have an assignment to be here to live for myself, especially because it's. I would say if I live for my kids, if mommy's not happy, shut down the whole place. Everybody, shut it down. Nobody's happy today. It's true. If mom is not happy, the house is shutting down. Okay, today, right now. So I know for me, I get up early in the morning, 6 a.m. to 7 is me and God. I make sure I have an appointment with God. That's my scheduled time to make sure I fill my cup so I can give from a full cup. So I can't give from an empty cup. I said, and I'm like, women come to me and I'm like, guys, what are you doing for yourselves first? How have you created capacity for yourself? And for are you plugging into your source? That's the number one rule. Have you talked to God today? That's what you gotta have you talked to God today. That should be your first priority. Talk to God, and then everything else will flow. Like it will come into motion. But have you seek God's face? Have you spent time in his presence, in his word, asking him, Lord, I'm here, I'm struggling with this area. God wants to talk to you about your weight loss. He does. He wants to hear. It's not small to him. It's because it affects you as a person. He wants to hear about your weight loss and your struggles and your issues with it. And he wants to help you. And people come in contact with me about anything, about things, and we talk about our physical, emotional, and well-being and how it adapts to your relationship with God. So I always say, create capacity for yourself before trying to come to me. I will help you, but I want you to create capacity, find your why, and let's go. We have the Lord's work to do. We have work to do.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true.
Man, listen, you. I'm still reeling over the fact that you're just hitting on all them cultural
Oh my God.
those cultural areas. But in terms of I just to our defense here, listen, there are specific times of year, that we indulge. The beginning of the year, you come around to April time, we know we got what that's
you got your cheese with your bun. I know, I see, and your sorrel that's full of all the sugar in the world. Stop, the sorrel is too much. Please.
It tastes so good.
You know why? Because it's full of sugar. You know how much sugar I seen it being made. I'm like, what? Who created this? This is a sin. The sugar is too much. I don't mind.
You can have it sugarless. You can have it sugarless.
Oh, really, Keisha?
I tried sugarless.
And when you drink it, Keisha, you're not gonna drink that.
No, she's thinking about the black cake. Maybe that's the only place I can think.
Oh my God. and you can have the cheese, you can have the bun, but I'm always saying, how do you limit it? How do you limit that? You portion it out. If you can portion out your cheese. But I see people have cheese, the block is big like this.
I don't know.
Why?
Listen, that cheese is just something else. That cheese, that special, we call tin cheese as we call it.
It's about that time.
I know it is. So my thing, have the bun and cheese if you want it, but I'm saying, can we get smaller slices, not the big block size, in your big buns? Why? Why is the bun so big?
No, it's not that we didn't try to slice it to thin, but it just falls off.
Oh, does it?
So it really comes down to discipline when we we have to be willing to make those sacrifices, and it's not easy. I'm gonna be very straight up with you. I'm having a challenge right now when it comes to cakes, cheesecake, nice chocolate cake. I mean, I'm like literally having a challenge right now. You know what I mean? And it's not easy. Like, I love those stuff, but I'm back on my health thing. As I said, I just started my speed run yesterday, and I know that I have to separate these type of stuff, because once again, 80%, 20%. If I'm doing this exercise and then, 80% of the food, it defeats the whole purpose, right? So we do have to discipline. It's the truth, but it's that mind over matter. It's that mental. It's really just kind of, okay, I'm going to do this. And it's a lifestyle as well, right? Because we can't just kind of jump on and then you're right. You kind of just blow up after you do this, 30-day thing, and then you're back to your regular routine. It has to become a lifestyle. It's true.
Yeah. The New Year's resolution usually lasts until about mid-March, maybe April, and then they fall off, right? But, man, I just lost my thought. Oh, yes. In terms of, I know we have a few minutes left here, but in terms of the individuals that you're dealing with, is there like a age gap? When I say age gap, are especially in our community, right?
Yeah.
Are the older ones more prone to not be having an exercise program, and then you have younger clients, or what does that look like?
I have a split. So I have 18-year-olds, and then I have people who are 65 online. Okay. And that's why I offer modified. And because some people have injuries as well, injuries, and so I always cater to that as well. I have modified for you guys. You hear me say on my screen saying, hey, Modified folks, you know who you are. Follow Jen. And then
Okay.
advanced, follow me. Intermediate, follow Francis because he's doing the most on the side, my husband. I always say, you know what, just follow these rules. Modify, watch your form, keep breathing. I'll give you cues online, right? Because the whole goal is to make sure everybody's comfortable. And I'll go through screens when I can to watch form and say, fix your form. I'll do this differently. Or, you know what, do less weights, I would say. Or, you know what, don't use weights. Or go on the wall. If you have shoulder injuries, go on the wall, do that on the wall instead of going on the floor. If you can't go down, stay standing up because Jen's standing up. There's always options. Everything has an option for it. Same thing, you make an excuse, right? For something because you can make an excuse. Same thing. I can go work out today. Maybe not. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. Tomorrow turns to next week. Next week turns to next month. And then we're sitting on the couch talking about, oh, I've gained 10 pounds. I wonder why. Because you've been saying, oh, maybe tomorrow. Maybe
Procrastination.
just start. There's no right time to start. Just start.
If for someone who, okay, let's, for instance, someone who's watching right now or watching the recording, what is your pricing like? I mean, is it catered towards that client? Do you have packages? You know, how, just to give some you know, individuals some information if they want to reach out to you and you know, possibly get engaged with your
For
program.
Sure. Thanks, Keisha. For me, it's usually I try to be reasonable. Bootcamp, it costs about, pricing is $180 for 6 weeks, and you get 3 classes a week. 3 classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. You get recordings, you get webinars twice in the 6 weeks. So it's like $11 a class, which is nothing. And if you miss the class, you get a recording. And it's like one of those, that's the options. You can do twice a week, it's different pricing. You can do once a week, the pricing is different, but you still get the perks of the replay. You can replay the classes if you don't. I know we're all busy, and if you don't show up, I'll ask you, where were you? Where were you? I didn't see you online. And I know it's weird because it's my gift. I know you didn't come online today. Don't ask how I know. I just know I didn't call your name out. I didn't ball your name out. Billy, I didn't ball your name. Keisha, Kent, I didn't ball your name. So therefore, I'm gonna remember.
So even if it's not specific, what's the general pricing that you're looking at for beginners, advanced, or whatever?
So beginners, advanced is about the same. If you're doing for the boot camps, it's $180 for 6 weeks. So that's 6 weeks of 180 beginner, advanced. You all come to boot camp. If you're looking for like one-on-one, it's $100 for just a single class. We have packages as well. I have packages if you're looking for 8 classes, 12 sessions, depending on what you're looking for. They're reasonable. It's on my website as well. You can see them there. The pricing for one-on-ones, but the max is $100 for 45 minutes with me. I'll do training. I'll assess you first to see what's happening. How can I treat your specific needs? Put a program together for you. And if you want to sign up for 8 packages, you can, or 12, you can, and you go from there.
Awesome.
And you say business is good because
business is beyond good. God has been exceedingly above and above. He's done Ephesians 3:20 on me. He really has. He's gone above and beyond.
Are you planning to go back in what do you call it, studio or
in person? So I do one-on-ones in person now, but boot camp, I'm online for now. I'm online because it's grown and it's been steady. In 2 years, I've been at the same steady pace, 80 plus online for 2 years.
Do you have any cross-border clients?
I was just about to ask.
I do. I have people in America. I had a lady in Barbados. I have. It's. I love it. I have Americans on there, which is lovely. Texas, Seattle, Houston,
awesome.
And yeah. So it's. I love it. It's good. People are good. God is good.
That's it. Oh, sorry. We keep that. Go ahead, continue. What I'm saying is something.
I was going to ask if it's throughout the day, like how does it?
So it's 6 p.m. So it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. So it's live. We go live at 6 o'clock every 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Times, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then we have pop-up Saturdays. We do pop-ups where I do random. I can say, hey, I want to work out today, this Saturday. Come join because you're part of the 6 weeks. It's a free class for you to join. Pop-ups.
No, I'm eating some black cake. No, can't come.
We know you eat black cake, right?
I think one of the things that I really like that really stood out to me is, and I think it's very simple, broken down very easily, is that fist with regards to, your plate, right? So 2 fists for vegetables, right?
Get it.
One for the
Protein and
protein, right?
carbohydrates.
And
Yeah.
one for carb, right? So
Yeah.
simple. It doesn't get any more simple than that,
No,
right? To break down. So I hope someone who's watching, you're paying attention to that. If you're having struggles, yep.
Watch
with
me
regards
measure
to
my food
nutrition.
tonight.
I know. I had a client goes to
It's like,
my
which
business.
fist?
Yeah, no, one fist.
Whose
Your
fist?
No, your own fist.
This black cake, this piece of this piece of patty.
Wow, and patties are like 300 calories. So I'm like, is the
Are they
food worth it?
really?
I always say, is that patty? And I don't get me wrong, they're good, but I'm like,
Yeah,
is this whatever you're gonna put into your body? Is it worth it? And what's the nutritional value of what you're putting into your body?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Is this worth it?
Yeah.
Maybe I can do this instead of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I like how you talked about the why. I mean, you were talking about the why in relation to capacity, but I'm even thinking the why in terms of each decision, right?
Yeah.
Like if all the time before you put that in your mouth, you remember your why and you envision the why,
Yeah.
then, it helps a little bit more. I would think it would help a bit more with that discipline to maybe put that down. Maybe not today.
Yeah, maybe not today. It's hard. And celebrate, I didn't have that cake at that party.
Right.
That's massive. Get in the car and have a party. Put on a song and play that song. I didn't have the cake. That's a win. Because it's gonna long term. Yes, I didn't have that. I didn't have that bulla beat. I didn't have it. Just saying.
No.
I said it. Corned beef is not good. Thank you. Okay, I said it. You don't lose your key. Throw the key away. You don't need corned beef.
Bully beef and rice.
Then you have to open with the key. Put it away.
Put it away. Throw away the key. You don't need it. You don't need it. So not good. It's not good. So
I don't know what's going on here. I just feel attacked. I don't know. That's just
Man, she's taking our joy.
You don't need it.
Oh,
But
gosh.
making good choices. We want to
man.
make choices. We want to make choices that fuel our body. So yes, please cut back on stuff that we don't need. We try to remove it if you can, but you know what? Limit it. Like limit the things, and after a while, your taste buds will change, and you won't even crave those things. Because what happens is it's just on our tongue, and our tongue I call it dirty, a dirty tongue. And when it's dirty, you crave the sweets, you crave all that thing. So once you learn to start eating cleaner, you clean off your tongue, and you gotta crave things that are actually healthier things. And it'll be too sweet for you. You're like, this is nasty. I don't want to have this. It tastes funny because your tongue is clean. So it's that tongue. It takes about 14 days. So yes, tongue and drink water.
It takes 14 days.
Drink water, people. Drink water. Water is so
all right. We're just about to hit the 2:00 mark, and I know
We don't want to stop.
He's laughing, but I know she's sitting on edge there. Right?
Oh,
That was a good session. It was a good session for sure.
Yeah, man. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Of course, I appreciate for the individuals that dropped a little message there, and for the ones who will be seeing this later on, the Adenike's social media handle will be on above this this video here or this podcast, so that you can connect with her. All right. But yeah, any last words, Billy, Keisha? Oh well, sorry, Adenike. Any last words before we?
Movement is medicine. Just move. I ask you guys to make health a priority and just move. Anyway, any capacity. Just make sure you're moving. Make movement part of your day. Please and thank you. Please.
All right, Keisha.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a great session. As I said, I'll be my dinner today. I'm telling you, I'm going to be paying attention to that for sure. Yes, as you know, every week, what we try to do is to bring, knowledge and opportunity to those in our community. As you know, we try to make it consistent. When we talk about dollars and cents, we are talking about money, yes, but we're also talking about sense, as you know, right? It's not just about the money aspect of it, but it's about the common sense part of it as well. And that common sense is knowing how to take care of ourselves, knowing how we're eating, and making sure that we're making the right decisions where our body, mental health, everything is concerned. So I want to thank you so much for being a guest, for accepting the invitation, and wish you many, many more blessings. Of course, all her information will be there. I encourage you follow her definitely. I'm sure there's certain tips and stuff she probably gives on her social media, and connect with her as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Billy, that's it.
Yeah, no, this was great. And, and I love it, like I challenge everyone to think about one thing that Nike shared that you think you can incorporate? Like Keisha's saying, she's thinking about her plates, but what is that one thing that maybe you can think about that you can incorporate into your life? Even if it's just that we're thinking about that capacity, or thinking about the why, which would challenge all of your subsequent decisions. I think that's really amazing. So blessed to have Nike with us, dropping all of her bombs, but not just that. Like, as I said, this was so culturally relevant. Like, let's just talk the talk, and I so appreciated that. I learned a lot from it, so I am so grateful that you made time and space to join us in educating the community, right? And, as they say, health is your wealth. So thank you for helping to lift the scale in the health part for us.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're signing out. Until next time, next Thursday, we'll connect again. Take care.